Okay, so while you're reviewing, let's just do basic polynomials real quickly. And this is just going over some basic information. Poly means many, and nominal, like if someone says you have to do this for a nominal fee, it means it's a named fee. So it means many names, but they took the word name and turned it into terms. So anyway, when you have 1 to the 0 power, you have no terms. And by the way, 1 to the 0 power, any number, even if it's 10 to the 0 power, it equals 1. So you have, this says no, it says no terms, but it's really no degrees. Because you have a term. That's your term. 1x is right here, there's 1 degree. Okay? You have to understand that if something is x by itself, x also equals x to the first term. Okay, 2x2 means 2 degrees. And here you have 5p3, it's just these numbers raised. Okay, when you do descending order, this is probably the most preferred way that terms are written, which means they're going from the highest to the lowest. When you do increasing orders, that means that they're going from here. They're going to they're going to increase, okay, as they go up. So like your descending orders are starting at 3 and they're going up, and then here they're increasing because 3 is like the highest. Now here's the problem. If you're asked this on a test, most people are going to say they increase because the increase is here, but they mean in the way that they're written going towards the right. So when they're going towards the right or towards this area, they're increasing. Most of the time, they're written in descending order, though. Okay, so we have a plus sign here. And because the brackets separate one equation from another, we have to assume that this is an addition problem. A lot of people, and I was guilty of this at one point, would go in and assume that this happening here because of the brackets that you were still going to add this across, and this would be 5p squared is 3 would be 10p to the fourth, but you have something that separates each equation. So this is one equation here, and this is one equation here. So you're adding. Okay, and if you had this, like here, I'm going to write this over here in blue. If you had 5p squared minus 3, and then you had a straight bracket here where you would say 2p squared minus 3p cubed, 3p to the third power, then you know that you're multiplying. Okay? Instead, we're adding. So when we get ready to add, you can only combine like terms. So you have 5p plus 2p equals 7p to the second power. That's what you have. This negative 3 you take out and you put over here because there is no other one here that has nothing else over here. This is the only one without a variable. So this is by itself, right? Because you can only combine like terms. And what happens with 3p? It's actually negative. So it comes out at the beginning, and this is your equation because it says to place in descending order. Negative 3p cubed plus 7p to the second, and this is positive because of this. This positive, this addition makes that here minus 3. So you check it. Okay, now we're going to skip into multiplication, and here's the situation. See how you had, once again, this addition symbol here? You don't have that here. You have a bracket, and the bracket means that you were multiplying. So this was straight done, where it was 6v times 2v plus 3. And you guys know your association properties or your FOIL rules. FOIL is what? First, outer, inner, last. So before I go into detail here, I'm going to go 6v times 2 is 6v, 2v, and remember this is an implied 1 here and an implied 1 here. So now you add the powers. Why do you add? Because you have a powers rule. Because you have a bracket. When you have two variables that are here, you add. That's called the powers rule. So this would be 6x to the third. I don't know why they did that. All those people back in the days who, made up all these rules, they did, and we have to accept them. And these nitpicky little rules are kind of the reasons a lot of people get some of the equations and problems wrong. Okay, when you move on, you took the first outer. So now you're going to go back and you're going to take this inner because that's all you have. You have 6v, and this is a multiplication rule. Guess what? This rule here doesn't apply. Multiplication is different. That's said right in front of you. So this becomes 6v times 3, which is 18. So now when you get ready to write your answer, you have 12v squared plus 18v, and that's correct. Look at this. This is a FOIL problem. I'm going to do this again. Let's follow along. I'll use purple here. Okay, 2n times 6n. Let's go down here. That's your 12n squared. You are multiplying. The brackets are together. So put up here your brackets. There is nothing here in the middle, so it's 12n squared. Then you can go over here and you can do this, which becomes 12n. You can take care of the terms that are here. In reality, you're supposed to take one term and do it times each equation, but I'm going to go ahead and that would give you plus 2n. I skipped the rule, but let's see if I did everything the way I was supposed to. And then you have this term left 2, and this is really 2 times 1. If you had a negative sign here, this would be 2 times negative 1, and that would be negative 2, but it's not. It's a positive sign. So then we go ahead and we add all of this up. You have a positive here, that's 14n. 12n squared plus 2, it's positive. Same answer. Okay, here's your negative. 8p times 6p is p1, 48p squared. 8p times 2 is a positive 16p. Negative 2, I'm going to go ahead and erase these now, so if you're going back over it, you look at it for what it is. Okay, negative 2 times positive 6 is a negative 12, and I wrote that here. Negative 2 times 2 is a negative 4. The only terms you can add are here. 16p minus 12p is 4p. Your 48p squared is here, and your term that is alone, that is isolated, is here, and it remains negative, so this is your answer. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please call Jacobitz. You can either call Jacobitz Learning, 954-562-8797, or you can also email us at jacobitzlearning@gmail.com. Have a good